Okay, so I don't even know how to start this video. I wasn't going to do a video about it, but in the news they're saying that I am her mother. Miya Ponsetto has a mom. Her name is Nicole. I know her. She's not my friend. They're not my friends. Went out one time. It ended badly. But get my picture out of the news, and then now I have people like DMing me telling me to die or like to go to jail. And it's like, people, am I old enough to have a 20 something plus daughter? No. So let's just get that out there. I'm not here to talk shit about them. I'm not here to I to each their own. Everyone's opinion counts, bad or good. My opinion is, yeah, when I saw that she's like the Soho Karen and she attacked a young child who's 14. I mean, my son's going to be 11, so imagine if that was my son. It just doesn't make sense for me for any 14-year-old or any person for that matter to even be accused of something so dumb and getting attacked and not having remorse, because she had no reason to. Her phone was in the Uber. And I just want to talk about how I know them. And yeah, I see her do, she's done this so many times, but like we would hang out all the time at like my plastic surgeon's office. And then we went out like one night to the Peninsula. I didn't even press charges, but her mom literally tried to kill me. She tried to like jump me. I skid like my knee real bad, but I didn't press charges because it's like, fine, you know what? They drink. When you drink, you don't think. Well, that's not how I am. Like, I drink and I still know what I'm doing. Okay, so let's rewind like about a year ago. My plastic surgeon name is Dr. Adrien Aiche. He is in Beverly Hills, California, and as well as Tarzana, like in the Valley. He's maybe 100 years old. I'm not saying anything bad about him, but that's where I met Miya. She was the receptionist slash nurse slash she did everything. So she even helped in the operating room when we all know she's not supposed to do that. Maybe that's why Dr. Aiche's name is not mentioned in the news, because it was kind of like my experience with black market, but I justified the black market because he was in Beverly Hills and he did invent like the calf muscles implants. He's a genius, maybe once upon a time. Why is he still practicing? I don't know. And why his name is not all over the news, because once again, it was my version of like black market that I justified, because she'd hook me up, she'd waive fees here and there. And when I think about it, it's wrong for me to even take advantage, but at the same time, she made it more comfortable for me because she'd tell me like he doesn't even remember what he did an hour ago. So in between appointments or surgeries, my doctor would literally, now that I think about it, it's kind of off. He would literally just like sit in the car and like fall asleep, and then Miya would go get him and for his procedure. And now watching my old videos, it wasn't even like, Miya would give me injections of like numbing medication while the doctor was performing like BBL, or when he was doing lipo, she would like give me more. And I thought, okay, well, she knows what she's doing, but she's not a nurse yet. I met all the other patients, and I guess she told me herself like she does that too, so they're more comfortable being awake during like rhinoplasties, tummy tucks, facelifts, and all that kind of stuff. I need a martini for this because so I met her because I needed content. So I was filming it and stuff, and I paid for the first and second procedure, and then after that she was just like, oh, just pay me whatever you want, because apparently she liked me. And her mom was actually my nurse every time I went under anesthesia or awake. She was like always my nurse. Um, and they made me feel comfortable, like, oh, we love you, blah 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 blah. I mean, mind you, Dr. Aiche like never even knew like my name. He would never remember my name. So I'd go in and say, I want a tummy tuck revision, even though I just had a tummy tuck. He wouldn't remember me. So so he'd just go ahead and do it. And the BBL and all that kind of stuff. I want to make something clear, because just because he was located in Beverly Hills, it does not mean that that's like the best of the best. I had these like young girls literally fly, all because Dr. Aiche was based in Beverly Hills. I also worked there for like a week, making schedules and things like that. So I kind of knew what was going on, but I was so stupid and selfish because honestly, my BDD got the best of me. So I thought, okay, I'm getting free stuff. Might as well. I don't know. But yeah, and last year was a time in my life that I always drink to make myself feel better, or, you know, self-medicate. I don't even know why I'm saying this, but it's the truth. So every day that I would see Miya and her mom, like Miya, fine, okay, she's young, she gets frustrated at work, so she literally like fills up her like Subway Gatorade bottles or whatever bottles with like alcohol and just be drunk the whole time. That's acceptable. The only thing now that I want to speak on this, because I still know that his practice is still open, even though it's like COVID and stuff, like her mom would be the nurse and she'd be drunk at like 9 in the morning and drinking constantly while there's a patient on the bed. I know that for sure, because not only that they've told me, but it was just very black market. And the only thing that concerns me, that's why I never said his name in my plastic surgery videos or anything like that, was because I do not want to be responsible for someone who goes there and like, there was one time, because the doctor leaves right away. So one of my surgeries, Jason and my son picked me up, and they said that it was dripping, I was dripping blood. The whole OR was bloody. There's bloody footsteps of whoever was working on me. And like, I didn't know because I was asleep. And he just said like it looked like it was a scene from like Hostel or like Saw. Like there's just blood everywhere. I was in denial at the time, but now looking at my videos, again, I make mistakes for a living. I don't want to, but that's just when you're going through like mental health and mental disorders, your mind sometimes like gets the best of you. So so like, why would I want a nurse that was like, I knew she would be drinking and helping out in the OR, yet I still kept going back. Yeah, so I don't know what kind of video I'm trying to make here. I'm not her mom. Don't tell me to kill myself. Don't tell me that I'm like her pimp or whatever. So that's how I know them. And then we went out one night after, I think I've gotten like Botox or some stupid Pam and Kyle shit. So we went next door to the Peninsula. And I always loved that hotel. I go all the time because my mom actually got married at that Peninsula. It's called the Peninsula, but then in the Philippines. So I was like, oh, you know, maybe I'll get married here, whatever. And not to be a brat, but like Beverly Hills, it's like that's where I feel like that's like, I don't know, my home or like my spot or where I always frequent. I have a cough. It's not COVID. I just got tested. Yeah, so anyway, so we went to the Peninsula and everything was fine. And they met up like a older guy who's probably early 60s. Not gonna say any names. But like he kept buying drinks and drinks and drinks and drinks. And then the manager went up to me. I'm not gonna say his name either. Well, one of the managers came up to me and was like, "Why are you hanging out with these people?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" It's like, they've been kicked out of here twice and they said that they're never gonna come back. We told them never to come back, but they keep coming back. And then I was like, well, like I kind of work with them, or I'm trying to work with them next door, because that's my plastic surgeon's office. And he was just like, "Can you just stay away?" They always get into fights. One time, like they hit a random girl with a glass because they were talking to one of the guys or whatever. So I'm always drawn to people with issues, and I try not to just get, like, I don't care, like if I like you as a person and you and I like vibe or whatever, I don't care what other people say about you, because like you treat me right, we're good. But I guess this time he was right. And so me and I were just like taking pictures or whatever, having the time. And for some reason the mom was like, "Don't talk to Miya about guys." But come on, that's all we ever talked about. And I guess like she got kicked out of the hotel, literally chased me down, threw me on the floor. The cops saw it. I could have pressed charges. I could have, you know, I was vlogging that day too. I don't know, I didn't vlog that part. It's just like, I was like, oh, you know what? No, I'm not gonna press charges, because maybe, you know what, she's really drunk and she's taking it out on me, or she's probably going through some problems and like all that kind of stuff. So like, so Mia just like stood there and didn't do anything. And I just remember her mom, Nicole, not me, was literally like trying to beat up the officer, push the officer down. Mia, she grabbed like the walkie-talkie and stuff and ran and disappeared, still trying to find them. And the police officer was like, "No, you have to press charges, you have to press charges." But I was like, I don't know what they're going through. Like I'm not like a mean person like that, even though I should have. Because after that incident, I saw Mia. I didn't see Nicole anymore working. I saw Mia, and like I would just catch her talking shit about me to like the new people or the new patients, or like she would just like flip it around on me. So I'm like, okay, fine, she's playing the victim. As long as I don't do that, I don't play the victim. Because for people who know me and you guys, like, I know I make mistakes. I own it. I don't blame other people, even though it's their fault. It's still my fault because I'm the one who did it. So to conclude this video, I don't know where I was getting at. I know she's wanted right now or whatever, but I feel like the news, because they have so much pictures or like little information, that they're, just because I have pictures with them, now they're saying I'm her mom, and I'm getting DMs, really hurtful DMs. And the first thing I thought about, I didn't even plan this video, I was just like, I just want to clear my name, because I have a son, I have a family. There's no way that I'm gonna let this like faux fake information linger on YouTube and on the news and on like Instagram. It's like, come on, like you guys all know, like I have a 10-year-old son who's like my whole entire life, and these little like comments that you guys are trying to post about, like, it's on there. I'm not gonna block my comments so people can see what you guys are saying. It's bullshit, and I don't think it's fair. Whose side am I on? It's not about like, oh, pick a side. I got a DM was like, oh, you better pick a side. Pick a side. Who are you? Okay, you know, why are you driving around with your daughter? Da 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 da. Saying like the mom and like me is like a prostitute, so that looks bad on me. Not that I care. Not that I care. I don't care. If I didn't have a son, knock on wood, seriously, you can call me a prostitute. You can call me a whore. You can call me a cheap whore on Hollywood and Vine. I don't care. But the fact that this is and Stavros might see it. That's what I care about. So that being said, just stop the hates and just like mind your business. If you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. But I know there's a lot of people who have like keyboard courage and they just think they could just say whatever because no one's ever gonna know who they are. But if this gets really bad, I'm just telling you, Jason is like the IT genius and can track you guys and report you, or maybe do something worse than that. This is not a threat. This is not anything. I'm just saying. So stop harassing me about this whole thing. So, hope you enjoyed this video. And maybe I'll do a facelift video after. I don't know. Thanks for watching.